This is Kaepernick all over again. What's your reaction?
My answer is no. That's my reaction. And I can't believe this is coming out of my mouth. The number one skeptic of the NFL. I'm somebody who many times in the Atlantic and in shows like this have talked about how this league has a lot of racist underpinnings. They, as you mentioned, they have a terrible track record. So I'm the last person to throw down the cape over the puddle for the NFL. But in this case, it wasn't about race.
Who in the hell was that? Who in the hell was that? I know that is a common question anytime we are watching the unknowns on CNN. Hell, just the other day, my inside sources were telling me that Caitlin Collins' father, Daddy Roo, was watching the younger Roo on CNN, and he asked, who in the hell is that? The media graveyard known as CNN will have fathers struggling to recognize their own daughters. But for the first time, possibly ever, the question, who in the hell was that, was a rhetorical question because I immediately recognized who was speaking. Uncle KC will never forget the beautiful face of Smelly Jemele. Matter of fact, I keep a picture of Smelly right here on my desk at all times. When I'm having a bad day, when I'm feeling down, I look at my boo Jemele, and I remember her career of huge embarrassing failure, and I immediately realize that my life ain't that bad. As you guys know, some in the mainstream media have spent the last week trying to convince us that Shedeur Sanders is the ultimate victim. Another innocent young black man oppressed by the evil white man. Mel Kiper has spent the week this week in therapy and grief counseling trying to get over Shedeur Sanders falling to the 5th round of the draft. As soon as the straitjacket is removed, Mel Kiper might be spending weeks in the unemployment line. Nick Wright claimed that Shedeur Sanders was treated differently because he's a cocky black man, like the NFL has never experienced that before. Cocky black men, cocky white men. I know this might be surprising to some in the mainstream media who pretend to cover sports, but a lot of professional athletes are cocky. Hell, young men in general, whether they are athletes or not, young men are generally cocky, they're immature, or as the media prefers to call it, toxic masculinity. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they have used Shedeur Sanders to revive the business of mythical racism. If anyone was expected to take advantage of this opportunity, you would think it would be Jemele Hill. Smelly Jemele is one of the founders of the business of mythical racism. Obviously, she's not one of the very few success stories. She was never successful like her sister in weave, Joy Reid. Jemele Hill is better known in the huge embarrassing failure division of the business, where her colleagues are Bomani Jones, Tiffany Cross, and Carrie the Champion of Failure. This was a golden opportunity for Jemele Hill to capture the spotlight that she has been craving for years. This was her opportunity to be noticed. And Jemele Hill not only passed on the opportunity once while on CNN, she passed on it twice? Call social worker Shanice. We need to do a wellness check on Smelly Jemele. For reasons unknown, she has deodorized this morning and she is covering the stench of mythical racism. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches and pains throughout your day and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Or even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you just don't want to take. Me personally, I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who actually deals with back pain, which is why she started using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC. This is not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are designed for rapid pain relief. My wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. We have tried over-the-counter stuff. We have tried the chiropractor. nothing ever seems to work. Within 5 minutes, 5 minutos, of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain was gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. All CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20, BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Yesterday, Jemele Hill was the guest on the Dan Le Batard show. It was a special reunion. It was the reuniting of two former colleagues at ESPN who used to be on shows that people actually watch and who have now been completely forgotten about. Since this was friendly confines for Smelly, she didn't have to worry about brother Danny asking gotcha questions. You know, questions like, what did you do for the hundreds of thousands of dollars that Spotify donated to you? Because we all know you didn't actually work for it. Or, how many copies of your memoir were sold? We tried to count, but we lost count at 1. Instead of asking Sister Smelly tough questions, Brother Danny, he threw her a softball. They were discussing the mythical racism that supposedly caused Shedeur Sanders to slide in the draft. This was Jemele Hill's opportunity to step up to the tee and hit a home run. But instead, it was a swing and a miss. According to Jemele Hill, fake racism had nothing to do with the collapse of Shedeur Sanders. She basically told Dan Le Batard that Shedeur Sanders' talent was not enough to overcome his baggage. Things like cockiness, arrogance, that doesn't matter if you're an elite talent. She claimed that NFL teams will tolerate a lot of bullshit as long as you're talented enough. But if they don't think you're talented enough, they're unwilling to deal with things like an overbearing father or a bad attitude. Jemele Hill, have you been watching Uncle KC? Are you stealing my material? Are you going to start using terms like wanker spanker? Are you going to start referring to fake racism as mythical racism? It's okay. It's okay. Uncle Casey doesn't mind. I mean, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I'm just concerned about my boo Jemele. This is not like her. It's not like her to pass up an opportunity to spread fake racism. And it's damn sure not like her to be the voice of reason. But maybe this was just a one-off. Maybe yesterday, was just a bad day for Jemele Hill. It's entirely possible that she was pissed off. Perhaps she was mad at the business of mythical racism for failing to feed her and her family these last few years. Maybe she was just venting. Maybe she was following the advice of her therapist and getting all that common sense out of her system. I'm sure she woke up this morning after a good night's sleep, and Jemele Hill was back to her usual self. She was ready to produce. She was feeling creative again. She was ready to go live on YouTube and speak to her cousins and uncles who are watching and share her latest creation of mythical racism. This morning, Jemele Hill had Clarence Hill on her YouTube channel. Well, Casey, who in the hell is Clarence Hill? I have no idea. Judging by the similarities in their name, I'm assuming Clarence Hill is one of the few fans that Jemele Hill has, or as the government would classify them, family. Clarence Hill was floating another conspiracy theory as to why Shedeur Sanders collapsed in the draft. According to Clarence, who was played by Papa Doc in the classic film 8 Mile, this guy's a gangster? His real name is Clarence. As you're about to see, Clarence is a much better rapper and fake gangster than a conspiracy theorist. According to Papa Doc, Shedeur Sanders slipped in the draft because NFL teams are not used to drafting black players who come from what he calls privilege. NFL teams aren't used to drafting black quarterbacks who come from two-parent homes. I guess Clarence has never heard of Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or, I don't know, Cam Ward. You know, the same Cam Ward that was the #1 pick in the draft this year. The same Cam Ward that's been completely overshadowed because ESPN and the rest of the media were obsessed with Shedeur Sanders. Anyway, Clarence floats his conspiracy theory, and Jemele Hill once again claims that this was not about race. Watch for yourself.
The NFL is not used to a black kid, especially a black quarterback who comes from privilege.
Okay.
Who carries away with a certain confidence,
right?
And so we're used to that with Johnny Manziel's and some other guys who were cocky and confident. But I think that they're not used to. And listen, I mean, we've been in sports all our life. They're used to black kids from single mothers who are happy to be in the league, who whatever else. And this kid does not have to. He didn't grow up hand to foot, hand to mouth, and he doesn't have to. Maybe he should have, like I said, that's part of the thing, but he's going to carry himself a certain way, and I think that rubs some people wrong too.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't want people in the chat because they've been killing me because I said, like, I don't think this was really about racism. I think about a lot of things.
It's not about that.
I don't know what to say. I no longer recognize my Jemele, and her picture is sitting right here beside me. What happened to the Jemele Hill that we all fell in love with? What happened to the Jemele Hill who took pride in mythical racism? It's like I don't even know my Jemele anymore. You know, if Jemele Hill is being criticized by her family, which she mistakenly referred to as her audience, if Jemele Hill is being criticized for speaking the truth, she needs to find a new audience. I'm just wondering where all of this is coming from. I'm wondering what the angle is here. For the better part of 10 years, Jemele Hill has been one of the leading voices in the business of mythical racism. And all of a sudden, she quits? Why? What's the angle? Is Jemele Hill trying to be more appealing to normal people so she can draw an audience? Has she finally realized that the business of mythical racism is bankrupt? Or, for the first time ever, do you think we are seeing the real Jemele Hill? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.